Hi folks, welcome this week. We're going to be playing with these things. They are simply resistance bands. They come in all sorts. You might have them like this, but one long strip. They come in different pretty colours. They're often a different intensity. So in this case, the little sort of pinky coloured one is much lighter than the grey one. Sometimes they come with handles, such as these as well. We just need to possibly adapt them. I've used even bike tyres in the past as well. Inner tubes, I should say, they work just as well. I'm going to lob that just to one side, but these. If you're actually trying this with ankle weights or a little dumbbell, you can still make do. We're going to run through a handful of exercises, and then when we do them for real, we're going to be doing them for 45 seconds, and we're going to just plough straight through. We're going to start at the top of our body, work our way down, and then the whole way back up again. First one I'm going to show you is the overhead tricep extension. So if you have yours available, now's the time to do it. Put over the back. Thankfully, my range of motion is just about enough that I can hold this. This hand stays still. This one progresses up in the air and back down. The advantage of having yourself a long piece is if it starts getting a little bit difficult, you can just allow a bit more elastic through, and it makes it easier. What we do to one side, we'd always do the same to the other arm as well, 45 seconds each. The upright row, an exercise for the muscles here across the back of the neck and shoulder area, a little bit of the bicep. Quite good here if you've been stuck at the desk all day as well. One arm, then the other, so it's a fairly fluent motion. If you have yourself one of the long pieces, you could stand with it underneath your feet and do both arms at the same time. The elbow is always higher than the hand. Keep looking forward. Any exercise standing up, by the way, our feet should probably be about hip width apart. Knees just a little bit soft. I hope you're joining in on these. It counts as part of your warm-up. If not, let's crack on with them, please. The next one, plank with a lateral move. We did this a couple of weeks ago, but this one's harder. Have this wrapped around your hands. Get into your standard plank position, and from there, arm out to the side and back. If you have yourself a long piece of resistance band, you may find that you're tucking it up in your hands. That's fine. Same plank, body nice and tight the whole way. We roll from there into our glute bridge and pulse. Now, quite often in these, your glute bridge will end up with your band around your thighs. I thought it'd just be a little bit different. Go into our glute bridge position, hands out to the in front of you, and then whilst we're concentrating on our glute bridge, so in other words our hips up, I want some little pulsing with the hands. So this is going to take something that's already working our glutes, and we're going to start working the medial deltoid, the side of the shoulder as well. So that was that one. We move from there onto our side lying adductor exercise. Wrap them around your ankles, lying on our side, toes pointing down if you can, and push up. If you've got one long piece here, you might have had to tie it into a little knot, so give yourself a moment just to do that as you're going. If you need to pause your video, do so. Long straight position here, nice and easy. Do on one leg, do exactly the same to the other. The last one is actually a running technique exercise, and it will help us actually work on our core stability and also the muscles that we would use in the front of our thigh. So in this particular case, nice and upright, band wrapped around both feet, get yourself a bit of balance, weight onto one leg, engage that core for balance, bring your knee up. Once you're happy with that knee, see if you can bring in an arm movement as well. If you have dumbbells with you, why not include those in your hands at the same time? Of course, what we do to one leg, we'd have to do exactly the same on the other leg as well. Okay, this is your time. If you need to quickly put a knot in one of these things, then please do so. This is your moment to get yourself ready and into position. We're going to do the overhead tricep extension first, and as I said before, once we've worked our way down the body, we're also going to work our way back up again. So we'll do most things twice. 45 seconds for each one. Let's get ready to go. Okay, overhead tricep extension to start with. I'm going right hand to start. Reminder to you there, elbow next to your head, arm goes up above it. As you're going along, keep looking forward. It's my right arm here, the one I'm waving at you that's doing the hard work. Keep looking forward, keep it going. If you're finding it easy and you've got a long piece of resistance band, then just pull a bit more through. If you're finding it hard, that's fine. Keep the elbow close and tight to the head. Keep them moving. You're getting there on time. Almost there. Almost there. Keep it going. Okay. Same on the other side. Again, let's hope your range of motion is a little bit better than mine. I'm holding to the bottom piece just here. Elbow close to the side. Push up above your head. The muscles on the back of the upper arm, the tricep, they're actually bigger muscles than the bicep. Nice little one for toning. The muscle actually probably have more use for day-to-day work than more often than the bicep. Keep them working. Keep them pushing here. You're doing really, really well. Keep working on it. We're getting towards the end of it. Doing well, folks. Doing really well. Brilliant. Onto the upright row. Wrap it around your feet underneath if you've got one of the long ones. If not, hand down, up to there. Both arms straight, one goes up. Your elbow is always higher than your wrist. Working the muscles here on the top of the upper back, the back of the shoulder, and also the biceps, so the muscles on the front of the upper arm. Any exercise standing up, your feet are probably hip width apart, knees perhaps just a little bit soft. Doing well, folks. Doing really, really well. You will find if you're using one long band, it's probably even harder. Keep them going. Fantastic. Plank with lateral move. Wrap it around, get into your nice plank position, arm out to the side. Really think about engaging your core. Think about tensing through your stomach, particularly as you transition onto one hand or the other. This is not a fast action necessarily. Get it slow. You're working the muscles in the side of the shoulder. Took a moment there just to restabilize myself. That's fine. Keep them going. Time's pushing on. And the next one, we sort of get to lie down. Okay, glute bridge and pulse. Glute bridge is before, feet comfortable distance apart. Push your hips up so the weight is effectively onto your shoulders and your heels. Hands up above your head and pulse your hands apart. This is probably close as I ever get to multitasking. So I need to be thinking about my hands here and make sure they're pulsing. I need to be thinking about my hips coming up as well. Keep it going, folks. Doing beautifully. Keep them working. Your shoulders are probably feeling a bit of an ache now. That's totally fine. Keep those hips up. Wonderful. Lying side for our adductors. Wrap around our ankles. Legs nice and straight. Push your leg up at the side. Really good. Our shoulders getting a bit of a rest here. If you find it more comfy to lie down here, that's totally fine with me. Body should be nice and straight. Our toes are pointing down slightly. If you keep the tension the whole time in the band, you'll be working harder across the muscles here in the side of the hip and the glutes. This hand here, just for a bit of stability. No real pressure going onto it. If you've got a cushion, you could always relax a little bit, to be honest. Onto the other side. Exactly the same again. The foot in the air here is pointing down just a small amount. Body in is a long straight line. Muscles in the side of the hip and the glute area. Again, lie yourself if you feel like it. The important part is that we're in a straight line. Keep the tension on that band the whole time. Doing really well. Almost at the bottom of the list. So we're working our way down our body. Keep it going, you're almost there. Almost there, folks, well done, fantastic. Slightly change that band for our run technique. You might not be a runner, that's fine, you'll get benefits from the muscles across the quads. Look forward, engage core for balance, bring your leg up and lift. So the muscles here across the flexors and the quad muscles are particularly getting the exercise from it. If you need to hold onto a chair like we used in one of the other sessions, that's totally fine. Let's go. If you think you lose balance at all, so if you're going to, that's absolutely fine, not a problem. Get your balance again and go. Think about gauging that core. Fix on a point ahead of you, that's going to help, or just hold on to the table or chair. Keep it going, folks, almost there. Okay, we do start going back up again. We haven't done this leg yet, so we're going to continue. This is the bottom end of us here. Engage core again. Keep yourself nice and balanced. There we go. Keep looking ahead of you if you need. There's tension there on that band. If you're feeling like being a bit of a runner, I pretend that I'm only a bit of a runner. Keep it working. Nice technique. I'm focusing on a point just below the camera as it happens. It's a really nice place for me, keeping my neck nice and neutral. Fantastic. So we'll now back up again. So we go back to our thigh, lying on our side, foot goes up. So your shoulders that were probably aching a bit first time round are probably ready for having another go. Your legs probably less so. That's fine. So lying in a long straight line, keep pushing on it, we're good. Hand here for balance. If you find it aches a little bit, you can always bring your legs in for a moment, push them back out and go again. Don't forget, this is always your workout. Keep them going. Not long left on this side. Doing really well. Really, really good, folks. Swing it round. Same on to the other side. Tension on that foot. It's absolutely fine to perhaps feel it a little bit crampy or something just in there. Try and keep your balance. Now I've actually left the resistance band around my feet rather than around my ankles, which they were before. That will make the intensity a little bit higher, and also meant I didn't lose any time whilst going from the run technique into the lying side adductors. Keep working, almost there. Almost there, doing well, folks. Last little bit. Fantastic. Take them off our feet, we're onto our glute bridge. Coming this way round for you this time. So get into our glute bridge, feet comfy distance apart, roll up off the mat, take into our ski position here. You may find it a bit harder on the flexors, the muscles in the front of our legs this time. Think about pushing your hips up, pushing up, squeezing our glutes together. Then we get the pulse with the hands. Keep them going. This glute bridge, sometimes known as your shoulder bridge. Keep your head looking upright, keep looking towards that band, push those hips up. We go onto the plank after this, so we take the emphasis off our lower body and it starts coming as a midsection again, and our shoulders start taking an overload. We're going down our body and back up once, repeat it if you'd want to. Okay, from there onto our plank with an actual move. Get yourself stable, looking forward slightly down, arm out to the side, same again. This is harder than the ones we did a couple of weeks ago. We've got this band here trying to pull us off balance. I'm on my knuckles. More people will be preferable to be on their flat hands. I prefer knuckles, works for me. Doing well. Reset myself there as I realised my hips were getting a little bit high. Up to the upright row. Feet hip width apart, knees a little bit soft. Elbow leading above the wrist. Don't forget, if you've gone for one of those nice long resistance bands, you're probably doing both arms at the same time. And you've probably got it wrapped underneath your feet. Really, really good. What we find is the blood lactate that builds up as we're going along from here does disappear fairly quickly. So your legs might feel fine by now. So they might be ready to rerun through this again if you feel like. Keep it going. Last little bit. Fantastic. Onto our overhead tricep. Drop this one down. Grab hold of it. There we go. Just about elbow tucked into the side. And from there, push the elbow up above the head. Elbow keeps close to the head. That doesn't mean you stick your head to one side. Head up. Push above our head. Keep it going. Doing well, folks. Doing really well. There's probably an 8 coming around the shoulder into the arm region. That's totally fine. If not, pull through a bit more of that resistance band. Really, really good. Just the other arm to do after this, and we'll have a little stretch. Doing really well. Last little bit. Keep. Other arm. I'm having a bit of a faff there. It's got myself caught up there. Don't you worry, that just means I'll add a few more seconds to the end for me. Even if it's not for you, the band has got itself a little bit sticky. Exactly the same technique. Nice and upright, elbow close to the side of my head. Keep looking forward. Think about your breathing as well. When you think about our breathing, when it doesn't seem quite as important to us. So think about your breathing. Elbow keeps close to the head. Last little bit, folks. We're getting there. I better do an extra one because I had to faff at the beginning trying to get in place. There we go. Well done, folks. Okay, so we're going to work on a couple of little stretches just whilst we're at it at the same time. We've given ourselves quite a good build-up of blood lactate. That's that feeling of an ache that's come inside you. So what I want to do this time is we're going to put a hand out in front of us, grab hold of the forearm and give it a pull across your body. This here should be stretching across the top of the upper back. Should be just be a nice feeling across the back here. You've overloaded those quite a bit from your plank actions because of all the weight on your upper body, as well as for the upright rows as well. What we do to one side, you always do the same to the other. So let's do these as well. Obviously, if you're going to repeat this video, then don't worry about this bit now, but make sure you do it at the end. We're going to stretch the muscles across the top of upper back a little bit. So I'm just standing side on so you can see. Hands out in front. My feet are sort of hip width apart and a bit soft. Drop my head down. Push my arms forward as if I'm effectively reaching forward. Make the most of this. This is the nice bit at the end. We're going to do the opposite to that as well. Hands behind our back and just lift up. Again, depends how flexible you are. The swimmers and gymnasts amongst us might be able to lift their hands up higher. This is not a benefit that I have. I'm also going to finish off with simply a frayful. We haven't worked the inner thigh too much on here, but quite a nice way just to feel a bit of a stretch from across there. Feet are wider than hip width apart, and I'm going to sink myself down just a small amount. This time I'm stretching on the inside here. There are many stretches we can be doing for warm-ups and cool-downs. These are just the brief ones to fit in the time spell. Use what's wise for you. You know which muscles are aching for your side. Push down onto the other side. Again, if you're more flexible across your inner thigh and can sink down further, that's fine. Back nice and straight. Keep looking forward as we're going. Okay, gently back up again. As always, guys, thank you for joining us. You've done really well. Repeat them if you need. Pause it when you want to. Game on. Thank you.